Hello everybody, and I hope you're doing well, and welcome to a brand new video. So this one is all about how I'm approaching this particular event. As a lot of you know, this Incursion event is very much a case of you either like it or you don't. It's kind of like a Marmite type event. For me personally, I love it, but that's because I like Incursions, and I like the fact this is kind of like a bit out there when it comes to a type of event. So Incursions with MCOC is a bit of a weird combination, and also I think a weird combination because it is grindy. That's the thing, it is a bit of a grindy event, and whether or not you're like myself, you're like, oh, I really like delving into it, you have to kind of figure out like how are you approaching it. And this is what the video I wanted to kind of like make today is kind of like let you know like how I'm approaching this particular event, especially as it is very repetitive. You will have to repeat going through Incursions multiple times. Now Kabam have added in certain hacks that are spicy enough to interact with, and a particular team, we'll go over some stuff. Like I've got like a thing in the description where it's kind of like my process. It's a five thing process is a 5-action process of how I'm approaching this particular event. And the reason I wanted to make a video like this is just that it's difficult when there's always this kind of, like, for me personally, I love this style of event. This is an event that I would have liked for the last year and a half. The last side quest that I resonated with this game was Cosmic Horror. That's it. I just haven't enjoyed any of the side quests Kabam have put out recently. And when I say recently, I mean like the last 1.5 years since that Cosmic Horror last came out. So I was looking for something that's kind of like different and out there, and this one is different and it is very much out there. But here's the thing, and just like anything when it comes to an opinion, what I personally enjoy, you might not enjoy. What you enjoy, I might not personally enjoy. That's life. That's how it works. So yeah, I've got to try and approach this from a point of view of like, how am I enjoying this? Explaining to people like that don't necessarily enjoy this type of event, like how are you approaching it, Rich? And I thought it'd be kind of interesting to share like what's working for me, what I like, and how I'm navigating this particular content. So the first thing is how I'm approaching the weekly objectives and the weekly milestones. So you can see on screen right now, I've done Sector 5. We'll come back to why I haven't touched Sector 6 in a minute. There was a good explanation as to why. But Sector 5, I've done all the way up to Zone 12. The same thing, I've just finished Sector 4. Sector 3 I'm yet to do, and Sector 2 I'm yet to do. Sector 1 I started off with just to kind of dip one's toe in. The reason I'm doing all the sectors is to get the shards as part of the objective. So if you go to your objectives, there are outclassed levels to them. There's also blessed, which we'll come back to in a minute of why that's something of point number 2. But for the first point, it's all about, because these are weekly based things, and also that there are shards at the end of it. And hey, I want to open some crystals and get some champions. I'm trying to balance that in with my my grind. And how I'm looking at this is either going and pushing Sector 12 with the strongest team possible. At the moment, the strongest team that works relatively well for me is Dr. Doom, Apocalypse, and the third person will be switched out from time to time. I rocked Hercules for the first time. I tried to do threat level 5 with no Hercules, just for a tester point of view, and that's something we'll come to a later point. And also when I did the tier 1, also no Hercules, and yeah, some 6 stars of course. But what I'm trying to do is trying to balance into some sort of hacks, and some of those hacks can be really effective, especially if you power control and you throw heavy attacks, you get degenerations as part of one of the hacks. Again, we'll come back to team selection in a minute, but that's the kind of process I'm looking at. It's either number 1, going to push to Zone 12 with the strongest team possible, so like one run, then a second run, which is chopping and changing out champions to fit the narrative of the outclass objective. So therefore I'm doing like, okay, one full run with the strongest team, the Apocalypse, the Hercules and whatever, or well, Apocalypse and Dr. Doom, sorry. But I'm then looking to change that out and go, okay, well, as I'm going, yes, I might do some of the outclass, but then I'll probably change out certain champions to then get the Mystic and mutant type objective, and also the class disadvantage one. So I can facilitate those shards and just get them done. At the end of the day, you'll have to do the milestones on a weekly basis, because as we said, they reset. You can see there. Sector 6 does not repeat, so you will only get those rewards once, which again is going to be important as to when you kind of then want to enter, because there's a 5-step process before I personally feel I'm going to enter into Sector 6. So part 2, in the way that I'm tackling this particular quest or these particular side quests and stuff like that, is to re-enter again into the threat levels just to get myself the hashtag blessed objective done. And you can see at the moment I'm up to 46 of level 5. You know, over the weekend I spent, I think, about like 14 minutes kind of doing my threat level 5 finish off, but also reappearing back in again to do some of the hashtag blessed you know, level 5 stuff. And what I'll do is I'll probably do a video as like you know, just a little kind of quick tip of like how best to kind of do that without having to kind of like stress yourself out quite so much with it. But yeah, I'm finding that this is kind of like a lot more easier to achieve. And also then I'll be looking to get the 6-star awakening gem, and I'll go like, okay, that's done and I don't need to worry about it anymore. And once I've got the hashtag blessed out of the way, it's then a case of I can then focus my attention more on the outclassed, and I don't have to feel, not to say that I would have felt stressed by this. I kind of feel like if you've had to do threat level 5 times, no, 4 times, sorry, you're going to do it 4 times. 4 times, or threat level 4 4 times, threat level 3 4 times, because you have to for your milestone reset, then you're probably doing hashtag blessed along the way without even realizing it. But for me, I'm kind of like, these are the most quintessential things, especially maybe level 4 and level 5 mostly, but level 4, level 5 are the main things for me I want to get done and achieve because of what they have. It's one of the easiest ways to achieve a 6-star awakening gem. Now, Kabam haven't given that out. And I'm sure people will go, well, it's very grindy. Yeah, I agree, it's grindy. But Kabam, like, when have Kabam given out a 6-star awakening gem for what is, look, just get the champion, set the tag up, go in and do it. And then you've got 7,500 6-star shards, 3,000 4-star relic shards, 1,000 5-star relic shards, and a 6-star awakening gem. So I think this is just like a great opportunity this month to get involved with that one. And that's like, again, that's the part 2. I'm not touching Sector 6 yet. Again, there's more of the process. The third way that I'm looking at this, or the third part 3 of the process, is do as much incursions as possible to kind of prepare yourself for the most difficult. And that is by finding the best hacks for the champions. Now, there's tons of videos out there. And by the way, this team I've just put in is not saying this is the best team. It's just the case I'm just here to kind of look at a particular point. Hacks. Okay, the more you do incursions, the more you get trained yourself up with different hacks to grab. And you'll be looking at some of these hacks. Now, this is one of my favorites. There's 2 actually that are my favorites currently that have been added in. The first thing being Proud Degeneration. Whenever the attacker lands the final hit of a heavy attack, they gain a 10% potency prowess buff over 10 seconds. During special attacks, all hits have a 20% chance per prowess effect to inflict degeneration debuff, dealing 350%. Now, if you've got champions that got prowess and throw it, and especially with some other hacks you get down the line, this is a permanent hack. These ones here, these rare hacks you get to start are permanent, can be really, really effective, especially if you've got relics. And relics are going to be, you know, very important towards this. But yeah, that proud degeneration coupled with a second one. And by the way, if you enter and re-enter again, you know, you'll see these hacks. But that one, but also this one here, Draining Degeneration. Knocking down the opponent inflicts a power drain debuff on them, draining 20% of a bar of power over 6 seconds. While the debuff is active, whenever the defender is inflicted with a power drain, burn, or special lock effect, inflict a degen debuff equal to 400% of the attacker's attack rating over 10 seconds, plus an additional second each armor up on them. Now, I've been doing that with degeneration potency and also degeneration length. So those 4, if you're able to get those 4 in operation at one given time, that is mega. I think a video that recently went out about was unofficial Kabam Mike. He did a video to kind of highlight those particular things. This is something I'm playing about with at the moment. I've done stuff with Dr. Doom because the rotations allow for the champion to do heavy attacks more frequently. And I'm not saying like it directly plays into it, but you know, there's loads of other champions that have power lock as part of their kit, which can be really helpful. You know, your Nimrods, I think as well. Unofficial Kabam Mike used Doc Ock, and a few other champions as well as a kind of good kind of like example of that. I'm going to do some separate videos, but it's like I'll try and make a mention of Unofficial Kabam Mike because he literally did the video first, so it's like, you know, shout out to him. I'll probably put a link in the description to it. But also you can't escape like good old favourites like Angela's. I've seen some really cool stuff of Angela, and as well Synergies. Synergies play a huge part as to like boosting up champions. So there's a lot of data and information that, and I'm going to try and make some videos where it kind of looks to like bring these champions into the forefront and go like, okay, well this could be the best team to set up, or the best secondary team to switch out to, if you get my drift, when it comes to like dealing with certain situations of incursions. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this, and yeah, the other part to this all comes with relics, and the part number 4 is like something that I need to do is set up like teams with maybe key champions I plan to use with relics in order to exploit more, well, it's not exploit, but kind of get more from those particular hacks, which if you have relics, you have 2 or for certain effects, whether it's prowess or you know, other stuff like that. So yeah, lots of stuff plays into it, and it's cool to set them up. It's definitely something I need to do. But again, we haven't got into like, when do I plan to get into Sector 6? And the final part is the preparation of hoarding revives and health potions, something that I made a video of. I've done tips video last week, and that's really the thing. You know, if you're unsure about when you want to enter, maybe enter in when you've got lots of health potions and revives. Also, use boosts. Like, boosts can be really helpful. You know, the free ones that you get, pop them open with the solo supreme crystals or whatever it is, and get those boosts. Use boosts, go in, be more potent. Of course, it's going to be absolutely boosted amazement with it. I do think this is a great opportunity if you are savvy this month with every 7 days, so on Wednesday, you know, buying all of the revives and health potions that you think you're going to need to then just like have there stacked. So it like limits your unit spend. As I said in a video, like 5,000 units plus can be saved from just buying these particular health potions and revives, and that's the process. And it will then be, for me, the final week, once I've got EOP done, because that's another thing I'm focusing on at the moment. Once I've done that, I'm then like, okay, well, cool, well, I'll just go run in there. I've got revives and health potions to help me out if anything goes wrong. Yes, there's going to be some ass nodes that Kabam have put with some really kind of ass champions on there. That happens. But what I'm going to try and do, at least, is kind of come up with a game plan in that time. But in the meantime, enjoy myself with some of the ways that I'm approaching this quest, which is to grab all the milestones that I possibly can from the ones that are available, and also do my top zone bonus up to zone 12. Just have a good time doing this, but also grab those objectives, grab the currency, buy things that I want, need and desire, and yeah, just kind of like enjoy understanding configurations with some of the best champions to kind of set up with this, and also get the best hacks possible and interact with certain things. Degen might be key, and we'll find that along the way. But I'm having a good bit of fun with this one. I know some people are indifferent about this, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's either a case of like, look, next month you may have something. Kabam might release something next month that you really like. It's just a case for those that don't like this. You know, it's up to you whether or not you want to participate. But yeah, first month in a little while, Cosmic Horror. I'm actually really enjoying this particular side quest, and looking forward to doing some live streams on this very, very soon. So yeah, that's been the video. That's been my process. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content which will be located on screen right now, and I'm going to get to work with some synergies and champion selections for incursions and showcase that very, very soon. So yeah, thanks very much, and see you soon. Bye bye.